Okay. Hello guys, welcome to today's video. I'm trying out my Nikon camera instead of just using my phone. See if I can get some better quality. We'll see how it goes. I don't know if it'll be easier to edit with it or harder or whatever. I've just always used my phone, so I'm trying to branch out to like draw more people in, I guess, to get more eyes on my content. If it looks better, obviously it'll do better. So it might be a little weird. I have one lens on there, but I have another lens I'll probably put on. This is my like cinematic prime lens, so we'll play with it a bit. So project today, we are taking the Forester and deleting the ABS system. When I got it, it was broken. When the car was 15 years old and only had 40,000 kilometers on it, ABS didn't work. I pulled the fuse, but all of it is still in there. And every once in a while, it like tries to do stuff, but it doesn't work properly. So I got a Chase Bays ABS Delete. I got it well over a year ago when I was still living in Vancouver. I've wanted to do this for such a long time because it is just like, it takes up so much room in there. And it doesn't work. So I'd like a better pedal feel. It should change it a little bit, less distance for the pressure to travel. Yeah, it'll also clean up all of the brake lines. There won't be any hard brake lines in the engine bay. So really excited to move forward with that. Yeah, I guess let's just get into it. First thing first, I got to get the car up on jack stands and take all the wheels off and drain all the fluid out of it. So let's get into it. So when jacking this thing up, I have to be extra careful because I actually bent one of my tow hooks last year. So want to be pretty careful with it, but also this new jack I have does not lift it high at all. So I'm just kind of going through everything that I got to do in my head. And I also, number one, find my other lens because this one is very, very zoomed in. In order to do this project, I'm taking out all the old brake lines. So I'm going to have to take off intercooler, the strut bar, obviously everything around the ABS system, and all of the ABS lines and all that stuff has got to come out. So I am tearing it down quite a bit. While I'm tearing it down, I might give a couple coats of like paint onto the frame rails, and we'll see how deep I get into this. But yeah, I think today I'm gonna just get the brake system drained, and then tomorrow, hopefully I'll have my new lens and we'll dive headfirst into this project. So to drain the system, I have a pressure bleeder, and I'm just gonna apply pressure and crack open all the valves until it's just blowing out air. I think that's the best way to do it. First things first though, I'm gonna have to disassemble a whole bunch of this stuff. So So as it turns out, I can't find my 11 mil wrench or my lens or a bunch of other stuff. So I'm gonna take the rest of the day to locate my my stuff, and then I'm gonna start on this tomorrow morning. Yeah. Okay, guys, welcome to the next day. I found all the things I needed to find. So we're gonna start by draining the brake system completely. Have all the tires off. I'm gonna pump up the pressure and just break each bleeder until they start pushing bubbles. Like and start until they only flow bubbles or air or whatever. Going to empty the brake system completely, and then I can start disassembling stuff. I think that's the safer way to do it without any leaks, or at least minimalize all possibilities of leaks. So this thing is already hooked up from yesterday. Pump it up to about 10 psi, and then I'll bring you guys down close. Oh. Since I'm emptying all of the fluid out of this thing, I'm gonna pop this caliper. Go right into this bucket. There she goes. This first one will have a lot of fluid come out of it because it is directly from the master. Now we just wait and let the system drain, and then we can go around and make sure the rest of all of the lines are also clear. Okay, so this is the Chase Bays ABS Delete. It comes with all the lines that you need, and it comes with a brake bias valve and this splitter. So the splitter is for the rear, because it outputs from this one and splits into the two lines that each go to the caliper, their own caliper on the rear. So I'm going to need to either use the ones that are there or reflare the lines to put into this, which is what I'm gonna do. So this kit is actually for a GD STI. So it doesn't really have, it's not properly sized for a right-hand drive car. So the brake bias valve has this extra long line on it when it really only needs to be as long as this other line. So I'm going to use that to my advantage and stick this through the firewall and do the connection in the back side of the driver's wheel well, kind of where the hood latch, the hood release is. So I'm going to put it down in there somewhere, depending on where the line ends up. That will also give me a lot of tries if I screw up on the flaring, because I've only done it in practice. I haven't done it and put it on a car before. It's pretty self-explanatory. I am a little worried about the old brake lines, but worst case scenario, we can make new lines for the rear. It's just, I don't want to do that, but I am prepared to do it if I need to. Yeah, and then the front, so there's the two outputs on the master cylinder. One output just goes directly to the front, the other to the rear. Then you can control how much the rear grabs with a couple heavy braking on a road somewhere. You can see if your rear tires lock up or your front tires lock up. and then you can adjust it from there to try and get that perfect balance. That can also change depending on your tires and a bunch of other things. So it's nice to be able to change it. I most likely won't need to change it once I get it dialed in, but we'll see. Yeah, that's pretty much how this kit works. It's just take all the old crap out, replace everything. So it's really nice. And these lines are high pressure crimped, and yeah, it's just really nice kit. Okay, let's continue to drain all the fluid out. You don't need to see that, so we'll come back when we're ready to start undoing lines. Okay, so as we can see here, I had this thing pushing all of the fluid out of the system. I got it all emptied out. So there was about this much fluid in the whole system. So it's not a lot, but that's what stops your car. So our next step is going to be, I'm going to move some stuff out of the way. So this is my coolant overflow. The one I had before was too small, and that was causing a lot of my issues because it would push out coolant and it would expel all coolant, and then it'd suck in air. So the air would be circulating in the system, and that would cause it to bubble over often because I kept filling it up. So I got this bigger expansion tank, or overflow tank. But in order to get that positioned properly, I need to put it where the ABS stuff was. So I had it temporarily zip tied in here. So with this kit, like this distribution block, all the hard lines down here, this entire ABS system gets pulled out, the line that goes across, and then I still need to figure out the lines that are going to the back, but that shouldn't be too bad of an issue. Yeah. So I guess just start taking things apart. I need wrench. There might be a couple drops, but shouldn't be too much fluid coming out of all this stuff. That's a different size than this one. Okay, let's. See if the 11 fits. Might be a 12. That's weird. All right, this is a bit better of a view. So I'm literally just gonna pinch these lines and cut them just to get them out of here because I don't care. Okay, so I'm just cleaning up all the lines right now, and I wanted to kind of show you guys my thought process here. Just to, if you're working through your own issues with this kind of stuff, you can use this knowledge. So this is the OEM, like, it's not even a splitter. I don't even know what it is. Probably some kind of dampener or something. But this would go, this screws into the two rear brake lines, which are right here. So the kit provides this piece, which is a one input, two output, so that you can have your rear brakes working. And so the idea is these could screw into here, and then the chase bay's line would go right off of here. But since it's for a left-hand drive car, the master cylinder would have been on the other side, and my brake line, or my rear brake line, is the right length to fit across the entirety of the vehicle. So unless I get a custom line made, a short line, or route this into the engine bay so it like wiggles around, or even put it like hide it. But I don't like any of those. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have this brake bias valve still hooked up somewhere around here. So I can easily adjust it. It most likely will be in the back over here somewhere. I don't know, somewhere where I can reach it. And then have the line going into the firewall, kind of where these two lines go in the firewall. And then just put the connection, this connection, on the inside footwell area. Yeah, because this line is sized so that you can go across the whole engine bay, which I don't need. If I would have bought direct from them, I would have asked about getting a custom smaller line, but I didn't. I bought it used from somebody who wanted to put it in and never did. So yeah, I think that's my best bet. Yeah, take these hard lines, trace them back. I know where they go inside the car. I've had this car ripped apart multiple times, so I think that's going to be the play. Just cut them back, reuse the fittings or some of the fittings off the ABS unit because they're all the same. Is it M10? M10 by 1 or something like that, but they're single flare brake lines. So I have the flare tool and everything. Hopefully I'll be able to flare this line. I got to make sure that it's not too old and brittle. I know that sometimes happens, but it's not a 50-year-old car. It's only 25 years. So maybe I'll take a couple pieces of brake line and test flare it before I go any further, before I cut these lines. I think that's a smart idea. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'll test it out. And then I also I'm making fried chicken for the new neighbors tonight. So I'm going to go get that all prepped. It's been soaking overnight in buttermilk, so it'll be so good. But yeah, I'll figure this out and we'll come back. Okay, today's another day. Yesterday I was just kind of mocking up the ABS delete kit after removing all the ABS stuff, and figured out that the master cylinder for the JDM Forester, at least this year and generation, the master cylinder has 12 mil or 12 millimeter whatever. They're 12 mil instead of 10 mil. So they go 12 mil into the ABS system, and then from the ABS system they go out as the regular 10 mil line. I think it's 3/16 and something else, but so if we look here, so these are the big ones that come out of the master And then these are all the small ones that go to each caliper. So I freaked out a little bit yesterday, but I ended up figuring it out. I posted on my Instagram, and the Subaru homies reached out. I had two different people offer me options. And then one of my buddies is like, "Oh, I'm going to be in the area." So he came by and literally brought me two master cylinders to see which one would work best for me. So they are US masters, which is fine. Came with a booster as well. But with this one, they're the right lines. This one comes out on top. This one's off the side. The one off the side, I'm going to have to put some heat shielding on because that goes right by the turbo. So I might use that one for the line for the rear. I think that's what it's supposed to be anyway. And then just kind of have it come because it'll come out the side and come out around the back. So I think this should work just fine. I was going to order one, or I was going to go down to Napa and pick one up, but if my buddy had one, I can't argue with free. So yeah, let's get at this. So the reservoir, it has the plug going the other direction, which is not a big deal for me at all. It also has two sensors on it, but I think that had to do with the ABS system. So since I don't have that anymore, I don't really care. But yeah, this brake fluid level sender is the same on both of them. The rear piece is a little different, so I'm gonna have to look at it a bit more. Might just pull out. I don't know. Let's play with it and see where we're getting. Okay. Now that I've sorted out my audio, we got the JDM brake booster. So, with the JDM booster, the plunger style is a little different than the US one. So I think I'm gonna just swap it out. The only thing is this one has been modified to fit the clutch. So I'm gonna have to modify this as well. But I should be able to do that pretty quickly. I guess I'll try one of these things. So, some things happened, and I ended up needing a different master and brake booster. So I ended up finding one. This is from a JDM STI, so it works with the length of the pedals and everything. And I've got everything kind of dry mocked, but I have to spend like 3 or 4 hours cleaning everything up because it's such a mess in here. So I'm gonna spend some time and clean this up today, and then get this video edited so I can post it. And then I'll do the second video, buttoning up the whole system and bleeding the master, all the brakes. I have to bleed the clutch. I have to bleed everything to get it back on the road. There is 3 season openers this week, so I got to try and get it finished. So yeah, I'm just gonna putter around today, and it's raining off and on. The wind's not too bad, but yeah, it'll be better to film tomorrow for sure. So we will get this all sorted, and yeah, she'll be up and running right away. So see you guys later. Peace.